Hello. So, guys, can I have your attention, please? Sure. Let's try to minimize the small talks we have and try to focus on it because you guys have an assignment. I don't have an assignment. You guys have an assignment? Confident. Ah.
I'm confident from I might be hiding the secondary very early, but come at me.
Okay.
I'm confident from
Confident.
from the table, I'm first from when you started from the first day, I will take that from
Okay.
Okay.
And who else? Are you confident?
50%.
50% confident. Oh, okay. No. Are you confident? Give me a percentage.
I want to check 70.
Right?
75 to 80.
Okay. So you want to challenge me on, Zina? You wanted to challenge me on what?
I need a challenge.
You need a challenge. Okay. Let's hope you are ready because this is going to be.
As long as it's not CSS.
No. Plain HTML. No CSS. We'll start with CSS next week, I think Monday. Next week Monday. If we. Yeah.
Okay. Come and start with this.
Aisha, let's wait for Aisha to get back on the seat.
First thing already.
So, let's start. So today's session will start with the revision of the var and subtext, HTML entities, code, tag, KB tag, sum tag, BR, and address, HR, and iframe tags. So it's basically what we covered yesterday. So the reason why I'm revisiting it because I don't think we had enough time discussing this because we started with the revision and we went in depth with it. So yeah. So then we'll have some questions and quizzes. Then after that, we'll speak about article, aside, header, footer, section, and null. Right? Then we'll take a break, a small break. After that, we'll do small and DL tag, ins, s, mark tag, HTML comments. Because we were speaking about comments.
It's something you're supposed to learn.
Yeah. And number 6, we'll figure and fig caption, details, summary, progress, and ABBR text. So for this HTML session that we have, we'll skip the forms up until we get to JavaScript because it has a lot of attributes that are working with JavaScript. So it's better if we start forms when we get to JavaScript. Yeah? Then at number 9 is the assignment, which is what you guys will get after this. Oh, sorry. Wait. Yeah. So are you done, guys, writing? Okay.
I have anxiety that I'm going to accidentally get to it to the tab.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you must if you get it there, you just substitute with different things. I big things.
Sorry. I have to.
Well, this is a lot of tag.
Sorry?
This is a lot of tag.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, but I'm okay with the revision being skipped. I just have a question. I'm not okay with it.
No, I don't think everyone is okay with the revision being skipped. Let me just ask one question. Are you guys okay? Okay, let's see. There's 36. Who's okay with the revision being skipped? Hands?
I'm okay.
That's like 1% in 99.9%.
Guys, you're supposed to be called the 99%. Now we need to get
Yeah.
it's just the overview.
Yeah. So, can we start now? At the back, it is on Mojo. I have to teach you some few phrases that I use. So, mojo.
What does that mean? Is it mojo or mojo?
Mojo.
Mojo.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
I know this one language. Wait, sir, I know this. I don't know if you know. What languages do you know? So what languages do you know?
Xitsonga, English, a bit of Afrikaans, Xhosa, Sizulu, Sotho, Hanyane.
Okay, I don't know if I forgot the language. This one who taught me to say. I know it starts with the S. Dumela.
Sesotho.
Oh yeah.
Dumelang.
She told me
Dumelang.
that.
Sepedi. Dumelang. Le kae? Also, okay, can you read for us the stuff from you? Yeah, the water.
The water.
Yeah.
The water element represents a variable in a mathematical or programming content. It can be used to highlight variables or placeholders what fix.
So, the var element represents a variable in a mathematical or programming context. It can be used to highlight variables or placeholders within a text. So, we spoke about var being the way to declare variables in programming. I understand, guys, some of you haven't been introduced to programming and the core concept of programming, which is variables, loops, all of that, but we'll get to that part when we reach JavaScript. But right here we have a var tag that represents a variable. So what it basically does in a text, it highlights the variables, which is the placeholders. Remember when we spoke about mathematics? In mathematics, there's this concept of finding the missing x, or whatever letter they give you, missing y. So that y is a placeholder. So you can say that y is a variable because it holds, or it is a placeholder of a value. Because that y has a value, you have to calculate for that value. But not in this sense, but I'm just showing you what is this tag meant to do in HTML. It's meant to highlight the variables. Right. Or can you guys quickly switch on MDN and write, and just scroll up on your left hand side, instead of writing var on the search bar, scroll up on your left hand side. I think the last element on the V, there is var. On the
last one is video. The second last one.
Yeah, second last. So can you just scan through, then go to examples and tell me what you see. Yeah. Anyone?
So it's like the example is like the bar type x and then closes and equals to, and then the result is the simple equation x equals y plus 2.
Okay.
So is that to do if you put it in a website will come up like that?
Yeah. So it's highlighting variables. So there are some in the text that you see, there are some parts that are highlighted. Those parts that are highlighted are variables. Right. So can you see that? Do you have a second phone?
Oh no. No, so I did this work. That's why.
Oh, I forgot you said.
Yes.
Oh.
So like you guys are like, so I'm just like active listening and it's
Okay.
yeah. But it's not, I'm not being rude or anything.
No. We did speak about it. You said you were.
And you guys did speak about it a little bit the previous day.
Yeah. So, who else has a question on this? Are we all okay with var tag? Okay, let's go to address. The address element is used to define the contact information for the author or owner of a web page, or for the author or owner for a specific section of a web page. It can contain information such as names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, other contact details. It is often used in the footer section of a web page. Let me read it again. The address element is used to define contact information for the author or owner of a web page, or for the author or owner of a specific section of a web page. It contains information such as names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, or other contact details. It is often used in the footer section of a web page. So is there anyone who would like to explain that to us? Okay, sure. No worries.
Okay, so when I use the
address.
base tag, right?
Mhm.
The one that I'm doing now. So I use the mail too, and use the codes, and then I put my email address in, and there's also the part where you can put your email address and highlight it. So I don't know if you guys tested it out, but I do basically this option now, and I pressed onto it, and it redirects me to the mail, like on PC, for me to like write the mail, and I thought it was really cool. But I still have to test it out with the number.
Okay, sure.
I didn't explain, I just explained from my experience.
So the address is like a container of contact details and information about the author or the owner of our page as it stays there. So what she's saying, she used the address as the container and had used the anchor tag to link the email because the mail to is you are using the href attribute.
Yes, and that's where you put your email.
Yes.
But including the mail.
Remember, I spoke about the anchor tag, which is the A tag. I said the A tag, the anchor tag is used for linking websites, files, sending SMSs, making calls. What else? There's a lot that an anchor tag that does. You see, so it is not like. Most of the time I use it to link websites. Most of the time I use it to link website using the HTTP protocol. But it does accept other protocols such as your SMTP, which is the mail to part. That is behind the scene, that is SMTP, which is send mail transfer protocol. The HTTP I already spoke about, which is hypertext transfer protocol. So it's all protocols that it's using to communicate with these servers. Yeah. So, are we all comfortable in address, or do we grasp what is it about? Or if you want to dive in depth, you can just punch address on your Google is empty, and remember, don't go. Yeah, our Google code girls is MDN.
Oh, MDN.
MDN.
I thought you said empty. I'm like, empty?
Come on.
I'm over the
So are we all okay? So moving on, we got the HR tag. The HR element, short for horizontal role, is used to create the horizontal line in the content of a web page. It is typically used to separate the content or to indicate division between the content. Yeah, it gives you the horizontal line, which is the horizontal role. So, even on the video that we were playing, they were using it there. On the video that we were playing, they were using the
Let's
HR.
talk about it. Let's also know about it.
Yeah. So let's go to the iframes. Cindy, so can you read for us what is an iframe?
An iframe or inline frame is an HTML element that allows you to embed another document or website within the current web page. It is a way to display content from one source within another, typically from a different domain. This is often used for embedding videos, fonts, external content, or other web pages within a independent web page.
Okay, so let me just reread that again because I want to talk about it. An iframe or inline frame is an HTML element that allows you to embed another document or web page within the current web page. It is a way to display content from one source within another, typically from a different domain. This is often used for embedding videos, maps, external content, or other web pages within a parent web page. So can anyone just explain that? Yeah.
So the iframe tag allows you to load another HTML page within the HTML document.
Yeah.
So within your HTML page, you can have another website. You can link another website if that makes sense, and be able to view it on that one.
Okay. Can I just come in for a minute? I'm coming back to you. So let's try, when we're using iframes, let's try to run away from the word link, because an anchor tag, remember we said an anchor tag is responsible for linking pages. So let's try to run away from it. But I get the idea behind linking. It is that because you are actually linking, but we are not meant to use that. Let's just use the word embed. The word embed is better when we are talking about iframes, right? Since there's this part starting from typically from a different domain. So YouTube is a different domain from your HTML file that you are working on, which is, it is hosted in their own place. Yours is hosted like locally on live server. So those are two different domains. So in order for you to have that piece of content that you're interested in, you can embed it. Remember we spoke about chocolate that has peanuts embedded in. So when I was making that example, I wanted you guys to understand the concept of embedding, because even when you are putting an image on using the SFC tag, you are embedding an image on the page. So yeah, you can say you are linking it, because basically it is that. But since in programming we have a lot of these terms, they may just mean something a little bit different than we, So yeah, embedding is better, but you are right, there isn't a part that is wrong. So from what I'm getting there, YouTube is embedded in iframes, right? So these iframes, oh, by the way, remember I said to you guys, you will work on Google Maps.
Yes.
You will be using iframes, so because Google Maps is a site of its own. So which means,
And I think you have to use JavaScript or something to actually show the maps on the image. I'm not sure.
no, you don't.
Something like that.
If you want to get the coordinates, you can use JavaScript, because JavaScript is the only programming language that has the implementation of the document object model, which is, it is the only language that can interact with HTML elements. No language can do what JavaScript does. It is the only language. If you want to, let's say you are doing web development, for sure JavaScript is the actual thing on web development. Like JavaScript is number one in web development. There isn't other language that I know that has the implementation of document object model, which is your HTML structure basically. In JavaScript, it is represented by an API. An API is an application programming interface. So what we deal with is an API.
That's really okay. No,
No. Just
I like to think of APIs as, when you're in a restaurant, you have your order,
Yeah.
and the waiter takes your order and gives it back.
Yeah.
I like to think of it as that. It's like
Yeah,
a request and like something like that.
Yeah, it is that. You can even just say it is a transport.
Yes.
It is a transport, because it takes something and delivers something. Because sometimes you're interested in data that is inserted by the user. Then after you have sanitized the data, you send it where? To the database. So what is responsible for that transaction, which is taking the data from the client, which is the front end, to the database? That is an API. So sometimes it takes, sometimes it brings, because there are some queries that you want something that is stored in the database to show up in the front page. So we use an API to make sure that that data is delivered. Yeah. So we spoke about iframes. So we're all in the same when it comes to iframes.
Yes.
Same understanding. And just keep that in mind. Whenever they speak about implementing Google Maps, think about iframes, because Google Maps is already a site of its own.
Yes.
So in the definition of iframes, it's telling you it's typically used from a different domain. It's when you want to embed something that is on different domain, which is your maps, your YouTube videos, and some extra content. Yeah. So the BR in HTML, the BR element is used to create a line break, or a line break, not a horizontal rule, a line break. It does not create an underline just like an HR, because in a horizontal rule it creates a line A BR, so there's a difference between BR and HR. HR, it is a horizontal roll, which is BR, it just breaks the line. Yeah, yes, it's the same thing. When you enter the key enter, it goes underneath. It creates it breaks the page and goes underneath. So it is basically that. So the BR element is used to create a line break within a text or content block. It's a self-closing tag, which means it doesn't have a closing tag like most HTML tags. When you see BR, it simply tells the browser to break the content to a new line at that point. So the code element is used to define a piece of computer code within the text. It typically renders the content in monospace fixed width and font, and it is commonly used to display code snippets or inline code within an HTML text. So do we understand the code tag? All of us?
I do.
You do? Okay. So since we are speaking about coding right now. So I'm sure you have noticed that is Visual Studio Code and some code editors. Like when you write something, it gives you these colors and stuff, right? So there is a way of representing that. When we are making a website, you want to refer to HTML, speak about HTML or a specific thing about HTML, which is a tag or an attribute. When you use that code tag, it gives you that behave like the same visual appearance that you see on Visual Studio Code, like the way they are formatted, the way the colors and stuff, everything, like the way they are formatted. It's like you are writing a piece of code, not an actual plain text. So it is just that you can just go on MDN and just write code and see.
So is it like being able to see the code on the actual website?
The code that is running on the website.
No, like
Okay. Let me just give you an example. Let's say code does had this site, an ed tech site, which is an education technology site, right? So they wanted to expand on these topics, right? So when they mention this topic, they would make sure that the code tag is being utilized so that you can see this is not just a plain text, but you can just read. This is plain text, right? When it comes to code, a text that is code, it has to be highlighted, right? So that you can see the behavior. Like this is like, oh, this is a piece of code. This resembles a piece of code that is running on a computer program. Or this resembles a piece of code that is on Visual Studio Code.
So like that image thing that does the coding for us, would that to use code? Remember it gives us the coordinates and all that, and we just have to copy something?
Image map.
Remember the sites, the specific site you gave us?
The image
and then
dash
it
map.
generates the coordinates, the code for us, like the
No, oh, yeah, that. You see, the code tag, it's a tag, remember. So it gives us. Are you opening your?
It displays the actual code that's on the HTML.
Nah, it doesn't display the actual code. Whatever text is wrapped around the code element, it
Yes,
is.
that's what I'm trying to say. That you see now I'm looking at the example here.
Yeah.
And here it's talking about.
Can everyone just switch on the MDN and see the code tag?
It's talking about this function select all.
Yeah.
This function select all, in my understanding.
Can you see it's highlighted?
Yes, but then it's a code that will be visible in your HTML. But then in order for it to be visible on your website, you then nest that.
Can I try to interject one thing? So, whatever is written there is not a live code, right? It's a text, plain text, same as the code element. You can use it on paragraphs. But let's say you wanted to highlight a piece of code. That's why you can use it in line. You see, you cannot wrap the whole paragraph with it. No. You can write just like you can just wrap it on just one line, or one word, or one, not even a sentence, because a code has functions and variables. So just a piece of code that highlights this is a piece of code.
So just highlight the word. So basically highlighting what's
Yeah, whatever is
the
around it.
important in a sense.
Yeah, so that we can see, oh, this one is an example of a code. It's not an
They
actual
need to get to
the code.
No, I mean like here, it says the function select or highlights all the text. So it's highlighting select all. So in a sense, they basically
Look at some.
What is
Yeah.
it? With the
so this is basically being highlighted to make you aware that this was used to get to the.
Okay, can we do a line? Okay, let's, can we all just press play with the examples? Play.
play.
1, 2, 6.
Oh. So when you make this, use motion, must you add the brackets next to the word? Like what it is the like this, must you add brackets next to the word you're going to use?
Since this is a function, in this case, this is a function. Until we get on JavaScript, so I said, because
Oh, is that a JavaScript?
yeah, this is JavaScript. This is not the select all is a function. We are going to reach to a function.
No.
That's JavaScript. Then it has to. Okay, go to Visual Studio Code.
If you guys are still confused, just see the text on the web, for example. See if it says raw, so you wrap that on code. So that will highlight that this is a specific thing that's reserved in HTML that does something. I don't know if that maybe helps.
Can you remove the code tab, open and close it?
What they're going over?
Code, open and close it.
Okay.
Then tell me the behavior, what do you see? What has changed?
So the one basically just back to normal.
Exactly. Remember I said it was a plain text?
So in a sense, that what kind of work, like the emphasis that it emphasizes.
Yes, the strong and the mark works like
But
that.
all
because
are
they're only
similar
mark.
characteristics, but just with different purposes. Okay.
And this concept will make sense, especially when you get to JavaScript and seeing the functions the way they're displayed. Because when you get to JavaScript, it's gonna automatically give you, like the function in JavaScript is Polish, like when you call it, it has a different color than the So
Your guys will be getting.
I'm here for you.
I know, I'm getting it.
So are we all in the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I pass the code check?
I know it. Because you guys don't like this as well. Excuse you. I don't have prior knowledge. No, I didn't know this. I literally just.
Attention. So let's go back there. HTML entities are used to display special characters that have a specific meaning in HTML. These characters include reserved symbols such as is it lesser than and greater than, and
They said greater and
special characters like
copyright.
copyright,
What's it called?
the R, trademark, and the euro. Yes, HTML entities are used to display these characters without causing passing error and conflicts with HTML markup. For example, and LT represent lesser than sign. So HTML entities is all about size, right? It's all about size. Even on your keyboard, like the keyboard that you use on your phone, when you press the corner button, the left corner button, that changes.
So from text to special symbols also.
Special symbols. This is special symbols, and we have. Oh, who still remembers? Was it Mixit when you used #000053? It would change the color. So those are special characters. Those characters are called Unicode characters.
So you use the terms that they give you, if you use #160, then that will give you the non-breaking space. Then it will come up in the website non-breaking space. What if it does?
No blank space.
Yeah, the for blanking space it says #160 or the other code that you use.
Yeah, if you are interested in that, yeah, you can use it because on my side, I control that behavior by using CSS. If I want my text to be on the same.
If you want the user code, you must use that text.
Yeah, you know, I'll show you. I think there's a picture of this how to include these characters. Or can you all go on MDN and write HTML entities? Because I think I showed you an example yesterday, but I think it's still here.
Okay.
HTML entities. Who's there already? Can you find it, guys? Yeah. They were found on the other side. And the reason why I'm running away from the basic schools, right? Remember we spoke about trusted resource being a
Yes.
yeah. So I'm trying to run away as much as I can from the basic schools. But you can abuse it when you are at home, right? Because it's really useful.
At least sometimes. I just
It is
chose the
the
first
basic schools, which is another resource.
W3 schools. W3 schools outside of
When you are home, use that resource when you are at home, not here.
Right.
Because it's not recommended. Yeah.
Even
The reason why it has some HTML elements that are no longer supported.
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, the official documentation is MDN. Yeah.
I just chose the first one. And then it should be
Or if you want to check on something, let's say something is already covered here on the places, so you can do that. But be specific on the tag. Don't go looking for everything, just be specific on the tag. Play around the places, because there's even places.
Oh, I also put this here.
Almost that time. So yeah. So yeah. These are the examples. The BR example. I hope you see it. If you can see it, the line breaks. Can you see the line breaks?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the sample. The sum tag. The SAMP HTML element is used to enclose inline text which represent the sample or quoted output from a computer program. Its content are typically rendered using browser's default monospace fonts such as Courier or Lucida Console or Lucida Console. Okay, different fonts.
According to the names, like Lucida console.
Lucida.
Yeah.
Lucidia.
So the SEM tag, it's similar to like highlighting certain words or sync the load if you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
Can you quickly just open a new tab and write mtn html sample? Yeah. So are we all there? Okay, sure. Go on examples and tell me what you see. And on the examples, by the way, if you can see, there's an HTML section and there's an output section. So just take a look at the HTML and see where the SAMP is being used and check what is it, the current behavior that it is doing. Because from there, the SAMP is on keyboard not found, and look at the keyboard not found. It is a bit bold from what I see, and also it's using the Courier font by default or Lucida Console. Because if you can see the font, it is different than the rest of the text. Yeah.
Yes, and one thing that I'm noticing, I'm not sure if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I see that the second tab, right, that it is, it also has this keyboard that press F1 thingy. So does the SAMP tag also list the keyboard tag, seeing that press F1 need to be a tag? I'm not sure.
Can you read the definition again? Because I think we are losing the meaning. Because we have, before you see the examples, we have definition and the examples. So it's on the board. It's on the TV, unless you want to read it from your screen.
Oh, the sample tag or SAMP element is used to include inline text, which represents sample or quoted output
From a computer program.
It contains
You are reading for yourself, because I can't even hear you. Can you hear, guys? Okay, continue. Maybe you see my ears are tight, guys, so forgive me.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, continue, sister.
its contents are typically arranged using the browser's default mouse-based font.
Okay, from that paragraph, what did you understand? Or it's fine if you don't understand the thing, just be you don't, right? So the SAMP HTML element is used to enclose inline text which represent a sample or a quoted output from a computer program. Its content are typically rendered using browser's default monospace, such as Courier or Lucida Console. Let's take a look at the examples. Are you looking at the examples right now? Because I want to explain the examples while you are looking at them, because it's going to be useless if I explain and you're not looking. Sure. So the SAMP tag is being, where is it being used? On the keyboard not found, right? Up until continue, right? So what we see there, we see keyboard not found, then line break, then press F1 to continue. As it was saying there. The browser will render a different font, and when you use the SAMP tag, like okay, I think next week I'm going to introduce another rule that is going to help us, all of us. But yeah. Yeah. which is
Is it me?
removing and chewing gum because
I don't have
no, you don't have it, but some of you
I don't have
you don't have the gum. Exactly, you don't have the gum. One of you.
Yeah, but you see, it's like that. What if I move my mouth?
No,
It's like, yeah.
But the sound of it disturbs me.
But it's
I'm
yeah.
sensitive like that.
It's a big deal to people chewing gum.
To me,
Yeah.
it destroys me mentally. Man. I cannot focus.
But also that
Does that sound? It bores me.
And it's also not good for you. It's not good for your jaw, your brain, and your digestive system. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Not swallow. I'm conscious stuff about. Okay, let's focus.
Let's try to go back on this. Let's try to focus on this. Okay, sure. So this is the HTML entities on the big screenshot that you see there. We see the character and entity and node. So on the entity, this is what you use in order for you to get those characters, right? Use those entities that you see there. Like an example, the and, you just use and AMP, it gives you that character. Lesser than, that and LT, it gives you that. Same with greater than, same thing. With quotations, you just use that, then you have quotations. The end NBSP, it's a no blank space. So it's not giving you anything, it does not allow blank space to be left out. So it is that. So who was asking for the C? The C or the R is registered, which is when the entity code is N and reg, which is registered. The R. Then there's TM, which is trademark, it is end and trade. Same here, same here, same here.
Oh, no, sorry.
Now you see what is, okay.
Yeah, I see now.
Okay. So some extra tags, which is the keyboard input element. The KBD element represents a span of inline text denoting textual user input from a keyboard, voice input, or any other text entry device. By convention, the user agent defaults to rendering the content of a KBD element using its default monospace font, although this is not mandated by HTML standard. Let's go back again. The KBD HTML element represents a span of inline text denoting textual user input from a keyboard, voice input, or any other text entry device. By convention, the user agent defaults to rendering the contents of a KBD element using its default monospace font, although this is not mandated by the HTML standard. So, can we, okay, you're still writing. Okay, whoever's finished writing, can you just quickly MDN KBD?
That's not there. That's not fine.
MDN, just search KBD. You got it? Okay. So go on examples and tell me what do you see, what do you understand.
I feel like some of them all just highlight certain words, but they are different characteristics from what it is.
Exactly. So that's why I said, yeah, there are a lot of things, but until you see the behavior that they do, it's not a lot. So we did cover this part, right? And currently we're covering this part. And we see it right here, because the KBD element is here, which is on control. Control is auto-highlighted and it is like a button you see. It is not a button. It is like a button. It's not a clicker until you add it.
That show now it's those two things.
Yes. Even on the shift, same thing, KBD element. On the R, same thing, KBD element. And this is the behavior that it gives us. Right. Do you understand? Can you understand that? Okay. So this is the sample output we spoke about in the previous slide. Let's try to move and see where. So we have the question in physics. What is an iframe and its usage? Anyone?
It's to embed external sources or local sources. So it can be anything like maps, websites, and so on. And
Okay.
videos.
Okay. Can you give me any two things you can embed on the iPhone?
External website, another HTML file document.
Also, presentation. Yeah. Videos, YouTube videos.
Yes.
Aisha? No, I'm not good. Aisha?
Am I give you an example?
No, just give me anything that we can use iPhones for. She mentioned something about website that is an example.
Yeah. It can be anything in the sense of pictures, videos. What makes it useful is like it's basically allows you to insert a video or whatever in a way that it shows up on your document as if you had it on your device.
Okay.
So like plays like it's not just like it doesn't just show as a URL, the actual thing shows up.
Okay.
Now that I look into the other example that you said for iPhone is also useful for ads. So now what I want to just make sure that because a certain ad I will have embedded in my HTML file, when I click on the ad, does it take me to that actual website of that ad?
Can I ask you something? So how long have you been using Chrome?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So what happens on Chrome when you get ads? When you click on the link, what happens? Does it leave the same page? Does it take you to wherever it takes you right there? Which is so you got your answer right? So sometimes we do have the answers ourselves, but we just need that someone's going to give the answers for you. Right? Because she knew the answer, but she didn't know that she knew the answer. Sometimes I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask you questions because I know you know the answer, but you don't know that you know the answer.
It's like therapy, it's a scam. They don't actually tell you what's wrong with you, they make you figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you pay them.
That's
It's like when I looked at activities, most of the answers were like C or something. I was like, down to it.
So, what are these entities?
So it's basically the list that you just gave.
What is the evidence?
That's why it's there with your mind. Now don't do that. So it's basically anything that, so when you write the HTML document and you want to add like a special
Symbols.
yes. So sometimes it won't register on the document, so they have like their own
Characters.
yes, to
In the
enter,
code.
yes,
Okay.
to enter to get that.
So those characters that you enter, they are called Unicodes.
Unique.
Unicode.
Unicode.
Like Unicodes. Yeah. And then when I spoke about a bit of mixing, we used hash 4435 and give that. So it's Unicodes. Yeah, Aisha,
Yeah.
can you tell me the difference between the BR and the HR?
The VR is like a line verse that just creates it just takes it to the next thing basically.
Without creating anything.
Yeah. Whereas the HR element creates like a visual line that shows up on your page.
So, that is it. Like you got it correct. HR, remember, it's a horizontal rule, or you can say it's a horizontal line. Because in my understanding, horizontal starts from left to right? Vertical, top to bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Zainab, can you tell us
Okay,
about
so
table board and table footer?
Okay, so I actually did this like last night. Actually,
Okay.
today I did it during work. So I know with regards to each of these, inside of them, the TR is that way, and then the data, or except for the because it's a TH one.
Yeah.
Now, I also, besides doing that, it's also, I don't expect it now. It's best practices in the sense that, like what Sir mentioned earlier, like even like, how do I say this now? It's good for grouping.
Grouping elements.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that. And I've more to add on the platform because I don't know how to explain it also.
Okay.
But it's also, it's better for the, like, I don't know how to say it's better for the website to read it in a sense. So so in a sense, your website knows what it is. And yeah, if there's anything else I'm missing, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh yes, in case you're gonna come at me with this, it's all those are there in the container, the parent, I would call the parent container would be the table tag. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So tea hair, tea bowl, tea food, they're all like grouping elements basically. But that is it. So guys, there was supposed to be 15 minutes late. So can I just?
So they be done that
Okay.
I was like, it's so cool.
Are we all guys okay with skipping the break?
Yes. Actually, no, can I have 2 seconds to move on?
Okay, you can. So we can just have a conversation for now. Remember the video that you guys were watching?
Yes.
That video I played with Dave Gray.
Sorry again?
Dave Gray, the video that you
Yes.
know that I played you before.
That's what I see. Most of the animals that on here.
Ah.
That's what we do.
Remember I said you must pay attention. Attention! And some of you guys were not paying attention.
Okay.
But I just wish.
Can I give a speak on what that will be?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I know the guy in this section and he said there isn't really difference between section and article, but article is usually there's a clear idea and for section for generic. Aside, usually think of a side usually as like side content, but I'm not sure if it really shows even so visually, but you see any claims that it's like normal text and it's like extra information like that you don't need to look at. Something like that, you say, we are the reader, okay, that's the one I'm actually confused about, but I think it's got to do with what Sir mentioned earlier about so like maybe accessibility, and it's really like for defines it way better, for the website to read better, so it's best practices in a sense. Same with the footer, so the footer typically includes links that, links that, so like.
The address, the addresses.
Yes, but so said, okay, I covered section, but section and div and the side, article are basically to divide separate contents, and the main, you cannot have one main, I remember that clearly. You cannot have one main, and yeah, I'm not really sure what it does, but I think it's also got to do with accessibility and that.
Okay, sure. Let me just wait for you guys and I'll explain. But you are correct. There's nothing wrong with what you said there. An article element represents a self-contained composition in a document, such as news article, blog post, or forum post. Let me just reread that again. The article element represents a self-contained composition in a document, such as a news article, a blog post, and a forum post. Who has an idea what I'm saying here? The article element represents a self-contained composition in a document, such as news article, blog post, or forum post.
What about it?
I just read the article term.
Yeah. So ask this the question, sorry.
Yeah. So who can tell me what did you get out of that explanation, that that sentence? What did you get? When it says the element article represents a self-contained composition in a document such as news article, blog post, or forum post.
mainly articles and blogs and stuff to highlight information.
Do you know why?
Maybe.
Let me just try. So, let me just pick up the news article.
Oh, okay.
So, what do you know about a news article? It has a title, right?
Yes.
Boom. Zainab ran away from
Work.
work.
I did run away from work.
Yeah. So, it has a title, right?
Yes.
A headline. Let's just put it that way. Headline. Then we'll have a picture of Zainab doing actual run.
Hey, yo guys, I can accept it, so.
And then after that, they would have a paragraph or two paragraphs explaining the real occurrence, which is what happened, why did she run away. So that is an article, right? So you cannot separate it into separate sections. You have to group it. This is one article, and it has this, this, and that. It has a title, which is what we call a news headline. It is a picture, and that is displaying what she's doing.
Oh my god, that's my favorite.
Then it has a paragraph that is explaining. You can call the paragraph a description. It is explaining what took place. So that is an article. Anything that is related to that specific. And there was something that.
Yeah, I sneezed.
Oh.
Yes, and
Look at this. I was speaking about an article, guys. Come on. So do we all understand what is an article? Since it's an element represents a self-contained composition.
So you can only use this in article if you like for your HTML, you do an article and you can use it in that.
Or a blog post, or a forum post, or a card. Because what they have, like what they call a card in one development, a card basically is an article that has extra information. You can use it to create a card too, but you know that it has a lot of content, which is it may have a picture, a description, and a title.
It's like an image. If you tap on it, it flips a lot of information.
Some cards they have buttons too, and captions too. So you need to have this container so that you can tell it this belongs here. So do we understand that?
That's my challenge.
So the aside element is used for content that is tangent. Oh, let's start. The aside element is used for the content that is tangentially related to the content around it, like sidebars or advertising. It got you. The aside element is used for content that is tangentially related. Yeah, related to the.
That's so weird.
That's so weird, man. Like, yo.
I was going to say
You have the internet, you can do that. The aside element is used for content that is tangentially related to the content around it, like sidebars or advertising.
I said, I'm just thinking in the direction of tangent. Okay, I want that.
So can I just try to explain what is the aside in my understanding without using this fancy word? So in YouTube, right, we have a side navigation. When you press on this left-hand corner, it gives you a navigation. So what happens is you have the main content, which is in the middle. We have two sidebars, which is one is on the right and one is on the left. Even on the newspapers, they use that design. Like in the middle, where you have the actual article, aside where you have stories that took place, or let's say headlines, and maybe aside they have this advertisement. So aside is mainly useful.
Oh, is that a line that divides them
Yes.
up to things on the side?
Yes, so that you can have three divided sections, which is here and here. Then the main content is here. We know sides that are like this. That is, it is this side and this side, and the content is in the middle. Have you ever seen those like that?
Blogs mostly have, and
Blogs. Yeah.
I was gonna say I have used it like once, but it was like no, I don't think it
On YouTube, I mean, you use YouTube, but YouTube is good like this.
No, I'm saying I used it.
Oh, the tail.
Yes.
Oh.
And I can't remember.
Oh, what are we using for?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I misspoke. Sorry.
okay, no, I understand. On the other side, are we all in the same place?
Yes.
Can I?
Please.
At the back? So the header element typically contains introductory content at the top of a section or page, often including headings, logos, and navigation. We spoke about it. Remember, I showed you a YouTube header where they had a navigation bar, a logo, and a section code.
I didn't put the logo.
Yeah.
So with regards to the logo, I'm thinking of a picture.
It doesn't matter. It might be a picture of an SVG.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
or an icon for that. So it really doesn't matter. It just tells us. You remember about semantics? I said visually it's not doing anything. But like for those guys who are using the screen reader, they know now that, oh, I'm in the header right now, which is on the header. That's why I find the navigation, because you won't find the navigation in the main. No. So in order for one to know what they are currently on, or in order for one to group elements in their respective directories, they have to use semantics. Semantic tags and elements. That's what I call here. So these elements, which is your header, footer, side, article, main, they are called semantics. Visually, they don't have a behavior, or there isn't a change that is happening visually, but groupings. Right. So, did you understand the header? Alright. The footer element contains the footer of a section or a page, often including copyright information and contact details. So, do you understand this? So we spoke about address, and we spoke about, we saw the copyright, which is the entities that we saw right there. So, a footer is a section that is on the bottom of the page, right? So whatever is in on the footer, sometimes you may see contacts, sometimes you may see contacts, not specifically one contact number, like your social medias, your accounts, your emails, everything, and your addresses. So yeah.
Yeah, you can also find extra information
About the site. Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah, sorry.
no, you can.
It's like in the book here, like the quantity. So it's something like about it also, right? Okay.
Were you saying something?
No.
But are we all the same? We all the same? Okay. So let's do the section. The section element is used to group related content together within a document, and it helps with structuring the page. Is that clear?
Yes. I read about that in detail.
So we're skipping the section. The main element is an important HTML semantic element that is used to represent the main content of an HTML document. It helps in structuring web pages and making them more accessible and meaningful. The main element should contain the primary content of the document, excluding the content that is site-wide, such as navigation menus or headers. Is that clear? Can I just review that again so that it makes sense? So, the main element is an important HTML5 semantic element that is used to represent the main content of an HTML document. It helps in structuring web pages and making them more accessible and meaningful. The main element should contain the primary content of the document, excluding content that is site-wide, such as navigations, menus, or headers. Remember when I said everything that is on top is a header, but content, the actual content itself, is wrapped around the main semantic tag. And she mentioned something about the main tag being the only one on the page. You cannot have multiple mains because there has to be only one. Picture main as being the actual content of the page.
So,
I wanted to say that, but I don't want to confuse you, but you just said it. Because it is that. It is that. It is that.
so will you draw up one type of document, but in the body of the main, do you use the main and the body?
No.
Would you only choose one of those?
Remember the body, like, everything that is we can see here is on the body. So when we get like let's say you have the plain body, you have the body plain, there's nothing, it will give us a blank canvas, which is a blank page, right? So still, when we get there, we need to divide our page into sections, right? We might have a header, then after the header we have the main. In the main itself, we have to divide the main into multiple sections. That's why we have a section.
You don't use the main and the body at the same time.
No, like the body, when you, like, body is auto generated for you, right, by HTML, so that you can have the viewport. What you see here, like this is all the body, right? But when we get the body, we need to still structure our website into multiple components. Remember, I said a component is something that is reusable. You can reuse all of our page. So a header is a component. You see, a header is a component. And remember, I said it's semantics. A header is a semantic too. After the header, like in the header, you may have navigations, your menus, all of that. But after that, then we get to the actual content. That's where everything is. Right? And some sites, in the actual content, what you see first is a picture and a CTA, which is what they call a call to action button. When you click over there, it gives you, that is like their USB that they are using. It's taking you to wherever the site wants you to focus. If it's an e-commerce site, it's going to take you to their program page. If it's a social media, it will give you a sign up or login on the CTA, call to action. A call to action is something that you have to click on. It's telling you click me. Up until you click it. So it is that. So do you understand what I mean? Okay. So, oh yeah, the last tag, just forget this, is a navigation, which is a nav. A nav element is used to define navigation menus, making it easier for users to find their way around the website. This navigation, it belongs here on the header, because there's two types, there's a lot of types of navigation. I know there's a site navigation, and also there's this navigation.
Because that's a link on the word, and then it takes you to the site down. Like you're on the side, and you place that, and you take it to your station and stuff like that.
Okay, are you saying something? But you were saying something. I just said your voice, and it's not by mistake. So what were you saying?
No, outside.
Oh, okay. I understand. And coding does that, because I was like that to speak in HTML6.
So I started saying like some websites she had the navigation.
Oh, okay. So let's go to another section. Do we have another section? What do we do? I'm about to give you guys the assignment in about yeah. So we have these. You see, I'm going to share this with you so that you guys can just read them thoroughly. But yeah, the small element is used to make text appear smaller. Okay, let's reread it. The small element is used to make text appear smaller, indicating that it contains fine print or secondary information. The small element is used to make text appear smaller, indicating that it contains fine print or secondary information. Do you understand that? Okay, sure. Del. The del element represents a deleted or removed text in a document, often displayed with a strike through. Okay. So do you understand this? A strike through. In the middle. So the ins element represents inserted text in a document, often underlined. Do you understand that? So the ins element, which is insert, the ins element represents inserted text in a document, often underlined. Remember, if you want to see examples, we do have the element.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. But I'm using it for S.
Okay, sure.
Because the rest of sound is very good.
Sure. The S element is used to indicate. The S element is used to indicate text that is no longer accurate or relevant, but it is removed from the documentation. Can you understand that?
So it's something that is outdated, but it wasn't removed, so that's just put in
Just since it is on MDN, everyone who doesn't understand or want to see doesn't have a visual difference or some text, just head to MDN, press Yabo. So the next tag is mark. I think we saw mark. Do you know Mark Henry?
Right?
Do you know Mark Henry?
Henry.
Mark Henry.
Henry.
Hey.
Yeah.
I knew that you would do it.
What is that? Is it like an actor or something? It's WWE, bro.
Superstar.
I never watched TV. I just find this. Yes, I never watched that's the fake one that they put on the show.
Okay, let's try to focus here. So the mark element is used to highlight and mark a portion of a text for reference or emphasis. We said it was the same as emphasis. Even the definition is saying that. So when we use that the element, it highlights the text that is right around it. I think it's yellowish. It is a highlight. Let's picture a highlighter when we think of mark. You know highlighter this? This is a marker, right? It is what?
I remember from the video, he used mark, and it was yellow.
That's why I showed you that video.
That's why I can comment. That it's yellow.
So we have, on the next is figure. The figure element is used to encapsulate media content such as images, videos, charts, not like conversations, charts as in graphic charts, like charts, your pie charts and, you know.
Oh, charts.
Okay, that's, yeah, that. Along with caption using the caption element. So the figure element is used to encapsulate media content such as images, videos, or charts, along with the caption using the caption
So you
element.
put it as an image that is on top, and then the bottom close it down. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
I will end there.
It shows you where it's on top of the image tag stuff where you need it and thing, and then you can close it to so what it doesn't really.
Does it have the caption? The thick caption?
Yeah, the figure caption is here, and then here's it there.
Yes. So I wanted you to see the caption, what it does.
So the figure and the figure is to do each other to put in like that on a picture and stuff.
Yeah. So the thick caption is used to provide a caption for the content within feed element. Right. The thick caption is used to provide a caption for the content within the figure element. Details. The details element is used to create a disclosure widget that can be toggled, opened, or closed by the browser. It typically contains additional information that can be hidden. Details. The details element is used to create a disclosure widget that can be toggled, open, or closed. Oh, now I remember. Boom, 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 boom. When I press play, it expands.
Like a small
Can you just print the details? Oh, you want them? Yeah?
Yes.
Details? Can you see the label? Nice. Can you see the label?
I also got a label of the video.
Yeah. So, guys,
I'll get into a starting because we got 10 minutes.
yep, getting there. Okay, let me just see how long is that. Oh, this is just examples. Okay. So let me just do the summary. The summary HTML element is used to define the visible heading for a details element which can be clicked to toggle the disclosure. Let me just go through that again. The summary element is used to define the visible heading for a details element which can be clicked to toggle the disclosure. Right? Do you understand? Okay, so the progress element is used to display the progress of a task or a process. It includes a value that represents the current progress. The progress element is used to display the progress of a task or a process. It includes a value that represents the current progress. Right? Loading speed on the loading machine. That is a progress. But when you download something on Brain, it has that loading speed on it. Yeah, that is a progress tag. Yeah. Progress. Progress. It does that.
Progress. I follow the process.
No, you don't process. Sorry.
I understand.
Yeah. So the ABBR tag. The ABBR element is used to define an abbreviation or acronym providing the full expanded version of the term as a title attribute. Let's go back to that. The ABBR element is used to define an abbreviation or acronym providing the full expanded version of the term as a title attribute.
So it's like highlights the synthesis is
Then expand.
Yeah.
CSS is that. Do you understand?
Yes.
100%. Then we have the div. The div element is a fundamental and versatile HTML element that is not semantic element like some of the others we discussed earlier. Example, header, footer, article. Instead, it is a generic container used to group and structure content on a web page. The div element itself does not carry any specific meaning or semantic. Its purpose is to provide a way to apply styling and layout to a group of elements or to select them with CSS and JavaScript. Let me just read that again. The div element is a fundamental and versatile HTML element that is not a semantic element like some of the others we discussed earlier. Examples being header, footer, article. Instead, it is a generic container used to group and structure content on a web page. The div element itself does not carry any specific meaning or semantics. Its purpose is to provide a way to apply styling and layout to a group of elements or select them with CSS or JavaScript. Okay?
So the virtual CSS is the one.
So basically, it's like an article, but instead of having a clear idea, it's more generic and a group of different elements.
I can assist you. You guys are stuck on this problem. I'm here to solve it.
Yeah.
So, sister, we were not here. I'm going to read this just for you. The summary element is used to define the visible heading for the details element which can be clicked to toggle the disclosure. Do you still remember the details element? The one that you press to expand and see the title, the definition of the title. Just quickly go on the element summary.
It's like the other one you can open up and scan
Okay.
So we also did the progress. The progress element is used to display the progress of a task or a process. It includes a value that represents the current progress. Can you MDN progress? Let's see what it does. Progress, not process. Come on, you keep saying process. You understand? And then we have the abbreviation term, which is ABR. The ABR is used to define an abbreviation or acronym providing the full expanded version of the term as a title attribute. You understand? Then we have div. The div element is a fundamental and a versatile HTML element that is not semantic element like some of the other we discussed earlier. Examples being header, footer, and article. Instead, it is a generic container used to group and structure content on a web page. The div element itself does not carry any specific meaning or semantics. Its purpose is to provide a way to apply styling and layout to a group of elements or select them with CSS and JavaScript. Yabo. Then last, we have HTML comments. HTML comments are non-visible annotation with your HTML code that provide information, notes, or explanations to developers working on a web page. HTML comments do not appear on the rendered web page in the browser. They are only seen when viewing page source code. In the browser, when you inspect, it won't be displayed on the browser itself. When you inspect, remember I showed you the display that you can see the whole code when you inspect. You can see it. Like when you are commenting, it's like you are leaving a message for yourself, or you are just predefining the steps that you are going to take. And something like header, okay, this is a header, you define anything that is related to a header. Then write another comment, this is a main, right? Everything that is related to the main, and so on and so forth. So are we all in the same line?
Yes, Captain.
Amanda? How many? Two?
Clearly, I don't know these things.
Yeah. So what we have here is just a bunch of examples. We won't even take long. The first one being the address. You remember the address element? So basically, she said something about mail to. Yeah. So as we see in the address container, we have two nested anchor tags. In between those anchor tags, there is a line break, which is BR. So hence, when we look at the output, we see the anchor tag spans multiple lines because there has been a line break in there. So basically, that's what you use the address for, right? Not just any contact details, maybe your email address, your numbers, your physical address, yeah. And it is mainly used in the footers and stuff. Then we have the main HTML elements that represented the dominant content of the body. Yeah. Can you hear that? The main HTML element represents the dominant content of the body of a document. The main content area consists of the content that is directly related, expands upon the central topic of a document, or the central functionality of an application. As I was saying to you, that you would see the sign up or login. Remember that? On the CTA, I said there was a CTA, call to action button after the navigation. Just telling you that. Okay. Mark, I think we already understand Mark. All of us are in the same page? Yes. All right. Then we have section. Are we all in the same page? Oh, by the way, let's just go to section. As you can see, there's nothing visually that is a difference, but it's just showing us how we're working with sections. The section element represents a generic standalone section of a document which doesn't have a more specific semantic element to represent it. Section should always have a heading with very few exceptions. You understand? Oh, yeah. I didn't get a mark for that. I said, you understand? Sure.
Put it to the thing.
All right. So are we? Can you pass this one?
Yes.
Ah. Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah. Same thing here. Examples. I'm gonna share this document with you guys. I just want to get to the part of the assignment. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lovely examples.
Yeah. I just wanted you guys to be comfortable because I also put the progress examples in there.
Guys, a big help when you get home. Do the work.
Work.
Yes.
You need to do your work. So we finally reached the assignment part. So this is the first assignment. Just forget the one that I had you guys do last week, the assignment that we did last week. That was my own assignment because I wanted you guys to be prepared for this. This is the assignment that we're preparing for. That was a prep for this. So basically everything that we have covered so far. Right. Everything that we have covered so far in the assignment. Yeah. Okay. While you guys are still processing this, let me just stick to my finger.
Can we grab our phone now? Yeah. Can we grab our phone at 6? Where is it? That's the other thing. Oh. Guys, I totally choose your way, but you don't even know my phone. I don't know. My phone is not going to What? I thought I said that. No. You're right. Doesn't this seem like a good thanks?
Yeah, but like it's technical, it just like no pizza, it's like exact same like I have this before. And she always weighs like
I've never been.
but I go in it. Because I want to see this stuff in it.
We have.
Now I want to know. The assignment says that those three, but you see my do everything to learn so far.
Yeah.
Now for the
Okay, so I guess
That's
everything we
easy.
learned about semantics, everything we learned about HTML.
three, my friends.
So, guys,
What was that kiss?
okay, guys. So tomorrow let's do.
So what is that?
Remember the short class that I said you guys if you're interested in joining?
So can we do doing culture and go to an end so it's not dark in the background?
No, I understand.
Is it okay if it's
It won't
really
be
dark?
late.
No, during the day is fine.
Sure.
It's going to be in-person class.
Which one? This is the
Yeah, I think I could attend the different class.
You don't have to be an hour. That's I just want you guys to make sure that you guys and the assignment is Monday. Monday assignment.
Oh, wait, but there you go.
Yeah.